Hey there to our 233 subscribers, our future subscribers, and all the people that secretly watch us without subscribing. In this video, we're continuing our dive into religious conspiracies with two more fascinating topics: end times prophecies and the mystery of the Shroud of Turin. From theories connecting modern world events to biblical predictions to a centuries-old cloth believed by some to bear the image of Jesus. These ideas have sparked curiosity, debate, and controversy for years. Just like before, this video explores theories and claims that some may find controversial. I believe we all have free will and the right to decide what we believe for ourselves. My goal is to present the information, not tell you what to think, so keep an open mind and let's dive in. One of the most widely discussed religious conspiracy topics revolves around end times prophecy, the idea that certain events described in the Bible, particularly in the book of Revelation, are unfolding right now. For about 2,000 years, people have tried to connect current events to these prophecies, often believing they are living in the final days. Let's take a look at some of the most common theories. Many believe that global events such as wars, natural disasters, pandemics, and political unrest are direct fulfillments of biblical prophecy. Some point to increasing conflict, environmental changes, or even advancements in technology as signs that the end times are near. These theories often gain traction during periods of uncertainty when the world feels especially unstable. Critics argue that similar claims have been made throughout history during times of crisis. Wars, plagues, and disasters are not unique to our time, and interpretations of prophecy often reflect the fears and concerns of the era in which they are being made. One of the most talked about theories is the modern technology, such as microchips, digital IDs, or cashless payment systems, could be linked to the mark of the beast described in Revelation. Some believe that these systems could eventually be used to control buying and selling, fulfilling the prophecy. Others argue that the interpretation may be symbolic rather than literal. The book of Revelation is known for its highly symbolic language, and many scholars believe the mark of the beast represents allegiance or moral choices rather than physical technology. Some theorists believe that global cooperation, international organizations, and political alliances steps towards a single world government, often associated with the Antichrist in end times prophecy. This idea suggests that world leaders may be moving towards centralized control as part of a larger plan. Critics point out that international cooperation has existed for centuries and is often driven by practical needs like trade, diplomacy, and global security, not necessarily a hidden agenda tied to prophecy. The concept of the rapture, the sudden removal of believers from earth, is another major focus of end times theories. Over the years, many individuals have tried to predict when this event will occur, often using biblical timelines, numerology, or world events to support their claims. However, these predictions have repeatedly failed, and many religious scholars emphasize that the Bible itself states that no one knows the exact timing of such events. These end times theories continue to evolve as the world changes, often reflecting modern fears and interpretations of ancient texts. While some see clear connections between prophecy and current events, others believe these links are shaped more by perspective than by evidence. Another pattern you see over and over is people trying to figure out who the Antichrist is. Every generation seems to have a new "this is the one" moment, and then time passes. Those people die, and new theories take their place. Now, shifting from future predictions to a mystery rooted in the past, let's explore the Shroud of Turin, one of the most debated religious artifacts in history. The Shroud of Turin is a linen cloth that some believe is the burial cloth of Jesus, bearing a faint image of a man who appears to have suffered injuries consistent with crucifixion. It has been studied, debated, and questioned for centuries. Supporters of the shroud's authenticity argue that the image is not painted, dyed, or printed using known techniques from its time. Some believe the image was formed through a miraculous event, possibly linked to the resurrection. Skeptics argue that the image could have been created using artistic methods or chemical reactions. While unusual, they believe it does not require a supernatural explanation. In 1988, carbon dating tests suggested that the shroud dates back to the Middle Ages, not the time of Jesus. This led many to conclude it was a medieval artifact rather than an ancient relic. However, some researchers claim the samples used in testing may have come from a repaired section of the cloth, potentially skewing the results. This has kept the debate open. The shroud has been analyzed using modern technology, including imaging techniques that suggest the image contains three-dimensional information. Some argue this supports the idea that it could not have been created by simple means. Others maintain that unusual does not mean unexplainable, and that future scientific advancements may provide a clearer natural explanation for how the image was formed. For many believers, the shroud is a powerful symbol of faith, regardless of scientific conclusions. It represents a physical connection to a pivotal moment in religious history. On the other hand, critics argue that faith should not depend on physical artifacts, especially when their authenticity remains uncertain. The Shroud of Turin sits at the intersection of science, history, and belief, making it one of the most enduring and debated religious mysteries. Whether it's interpreting ancient prophecies through the lens of modern events or examining artifacts that blur the line between history and faith, these theories challenge us to think critically about what we believe and why. What do you think? Are these signs and artifacts evidence of something greater, or are they shaped by interpretation and perspective? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and remember, as always, keep an open mind. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share, and get your friends to do the same thing. And I promise it won't take me another year to do part 3. Sorry it's taken so long, but I will get to it sooner than later. Thanks. Bye.